Well, that is a lengthy process to get to that result, but it is well worth the effort. And we're going to show you how you do our version of tacos al pastor or pork al pastor, whatever you want to call it. We have a nice pork neck, we have pineapple, we have a lot of spices and ingredients that we're going to go through. But before we get into all of that, the most important thing is our dried chilies. And I have here 2 dried anchos and a dried panca, but you would typically, maybe traditionally, use also guajillo peppers or something like that. But I'm trying to keep the heat a little bit down. These are not that spicy because we're cooking for a crowd and not all of them, they are super happy with too much heat. So the anchos, they are a good choice. So on with the scissors, and then we take out all the seeds, first the loose ones, like this, because that will also reduce the heat. A lot of the heat is in the seeds. Plus, when cooking, they can get bitter. So, and the easiest way to do this is with a pair of scissors, and then open it up and get them all out of there. If you leave a few in, it doesn't matter. And then they go straight into the blender. Let me do the rest of this one. And not that many seeds in this, that's good. Just tear it apart in slices like this and then plump it in there. I'll finish all these and then I'll show you what we do next. When all the chilies are in the blender, then we are gonna cover them with boiling water so we can rehydrate them. Just fill it up till they are nice and covered. There's enough water. Beautiful. And then we close that up and let that steep for 10-15 minutes, something like that, until they're really soft and pliable and nice. And then we move on with our meat. 4.5 kilos of pork shoulder. You could use, not pork shoulder, sorry, this is pork neck. You could use a pork shoulder or a Boston butt or whatever, but this one is bone in. So first we have to get rid of the bones because we have to cut them into thin, let's call them steaks or slices. So first we take our deboning knife, and then we start cutting out the bones here from the end part of the pork neck. It's just follow the bone. There we go. First one out. Let me get to the other side so I can take the other one out here from this end. Anyway, I'll not bore you with this. I'll take all these out and then I'll see you again in 5. All the bones are out. I trimmed also a little bit of the fat, but don't be too aggressive with the fat trimming because you want to leave some fat because we're going to cook this low and slow and we want it to be able to render out and keep the meat juicy. Now we want to cut this into relatively thin slices. We don't want it very thick. So we start from one end, and it doesn't matter that the first one is a little small. What is that? With
not even a centimeter.
No.
It's like half or so.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
and we want it
thin.
we want it thin, yes, all of it.
Ah.
And then all of it like this, and then straight into a bowl. Yeah, there's some between 0.5 centimeter to 1 centimeter. That's what we want. This kind of, so we have a lot of surface area for our marinade. All the meat is cut and ready for marinade. So let's move on with our marinade. Just took and drained the water, but the chilies, they are nice and pliable, soft, beautiful for this. Then we're gonna add a small white onion, just chopped into chunky pieces. Nothing crazy. And 4 big cloves of garlic, straight in with them. And then we're gonna go in with, let's say, we have 4.5 kilos of meat. That would be like a tablespoon of sea salt. And the same with black pepper. That's about a tablespoon here. Yeah, so we dump it all. Then we have a tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of cumin, and 1/2 stick of cinnamon. It's gonna be good. And then we have some oak smoked paprika. I don't know if this is ultra traditional. I don't think so, but I love smoked paprika, and it gives that.
That's our favorite.
Yeah. So I'm doing it anyway, and it's beautiful. Then comes one of the critical ingredients, achiote paste, or annatto seeds if you can get them. But I got my hands on some of the paste here, and it's like consistency of Play-Doh or something like that. It's not very spicy. It does give nice flavors, and then it gives a fantastic red color to the marinade. And I would say we will go in with a couple of tablespoons, like chunk like this. We are going to go in with 50 milliliter of apple cider vinegar, which is a little less than a quarter of a cup. That goes in. And then a little bit of pineapple juice, about the same. And that actually serves to tenderize the meat and give, of course, flavor. And then I'm also going to add a couple of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce, because they are nice and smoky and they give fantastic flavor. They're not super spicy again, but they give us a little bit of smoky, subtle heat. Last thing is the pineapple, where we only need a little bit today actually, but it looks kind of hostile. But okay.
It's an impressive fruit. It looks beautiful.
It is. We will cut the bottom piece here, which we will preserve for tomorrow when we set this up. And then we're going to cut off the top. And we're going to cut off another slice there for tomorrow's cook. Those two go together. And right now I want a thin slice like this, and just cut off the outsides, because they are not very friendly to eat. And the middle here is kind of woody. So you want to cut around the middle, make 4 nice pieces of pineapple, and that goes in our marinade as well, because we want this to be a nice thick paste. Everything in, cover it up, and then we are going to blend this till we have a nice thick, smooth paste. And now we have a nice thick paste. This is what you want, that kind of thick paste consistency. And we get our meat and we dump it all on there. That's a lot of marinade here. Gloves on, and then you go in with your fingers and you massage this around until everything is completely covered and you don't have any meat that's not marinated on every side.
That's a Mexican recipe, right?
Yes, it is.
They had a nice inspiration, I have to say.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I know this is good, but it's actually a mashup, because the cooking style of al pastor is not traditional Mexican. That's actually how they do the like the vertical rotisserie spits you also see in Greece, Turkey, and other places. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do it a little bit differently, but that will be in a bit. You're going to see that, because what's going to happen now is that this is nice and covered. And now all that is going to happen is that I'm going to put cling film on this, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight. So see you tomorrow. Look at our nice pile of meat from yesterday, marinated overnight, tenderized, and deeply flavored with that, and it smells amazing, trust me. Now what we have to do is build what's called a trumpo, whatever. But that is basically, that's that big thing that you see rotating in a shawarma place or Turkish gyros or Greek gyros. But that's just a rotisserie. Since we don't have a vertical rotisserie, we're going to use this nice device. And if you plan to make this recipe more than twice, then get one of these. They are like $10, $12 on Amazon. And it's a really nice device to build your nice trumpo. On with some gloves. And then we start with a pineapple. Remember that from yesterday, that we cut out the pieces from the top and the bottom. So we're going to take the biggest one here, and we're going to skewer it down here. It's a bit woody here in the middle, so be careful with your finger. There we are. And then all the way down, so we have a base for our meat, and the pineapple will cook in the juices. That's going to taste fantastic. And then we start. We take some of our meat. Nice. This one is very long, so I'm going to double that. Put it down over like this. And then we start building up our mountain of meat.
Mountain of goodness.
Mountain of goodness. And now you're wondering, how are we going to cook this then if we don't have a vertical rotisserie? Well, we're going to add a little bit extra flavor because we're going to put it on the smoker. So that's going to be super delicious.
That's an extra touch.
That's an extra touch, exactly. And you see how this layers over. That was also a little bit big, so I'm going to double that also. We want to keep it sort of in this shape here. I will keep going, and then I'll see you when this is almost done. And here we are, 4.5 kilos of goodness. It's a regular mountain of meat. And actually, I am very happy with the result. It looks super fantastic. I was a little bit skeptic, but this is perfect. So now we just want to crown it off with some pineapple, like that.
Why we put the pineapples on?
Actually, because the pineapple will be grilled, and later I will take this pineapple and cut it into batons and put it in the grill directly on the side. So when we serve this in tacos, we're going to chop up some pineapple that you put in together with the condiments that we're going to make. So
there is a reason.
There is a reason, always. So time to get this on the smoker. I have the hopper full of oak pellets, and I'm running at 140 degrees, which is about 275 Fahrenheit. And now we're going to get our beauty in the middle. As you can see, I've carefully measured the height. Oop, just fits, look there.
Just fits, yeah.
So now we put it in the middle, and we're going to let this go here for, I would say probably this will take 4 hours, but we will check in every hour, and if we have to baste it a little bit from the bottom, we will do it. We've been going a couple of hours. We took a sneak peek at 1 hour, but there was nothing to show you because it was just, nothing happened yet. But now it's 2 hours, so let's have a look together. Ooh, that's starting to get some browning there. I know we're not done, but let me check the temperature also in the middle here, just to see how we are climbing. So in with the thermometer in the middle here, 28, 29. So we are about halfway, I would say, something like that, a little bit. It will go a little bit faster. But I think I want to baste it a little bit. So we have a lot of good juices down here. So we're gonna, listen to that. Nice.
And it smells fantastic, guys.
It does. And it's starting to render nicely now. So now we will be basting a little bit more often. This is the first time we're basting right now. And see, those crunchy bits you're getting here on the outside, once we cut this and mix that up, that's going to be so good eating. So a little bit of crunchy with tender soft meat from the middle. Yes, it's going to be good. Give it a nice basting around here. That looks good. We leave that here for next time, close it up, and let's say we see you in an hour. Let's give it another check. And it definitely looks good. I mean, that thing is beautiful. I mean, that is a mountain of goodness. Let's see where we are temperature-wise. Ooh, on the outside, we are there just above 60. In the middle, we are still 55, 56. So the outside is basically done. But let me baste this a little bit more. Oh, that smells good. And then I would say probably half an hour, this will be done. I mean, I'm telling you, these crispy bits out here, that's the money muscle. You want to eat that. So give it another half hour, and we are ready to take it out so we can test it soon. Here we have our beauty, just carved a little bit down in the juices here below. Have a couple of, these are flour tortillas. You can use corn if you want to, that's up to you. So all we're going to do is take some of our beautiful, beautiful meat here, place it in a taco. It looks so good. I mean, I'm going to make 3 different. Of course, you can mix and match whatever you want. It's all up to you. But I'll try to keep it, meat, 1 condiment. And I'm going to make one with our beautiful guacamole, which is fantastic. And you could put chopped onion, which would be traditional if you want to. I'm not a big fan, so that's my prerogative. Then we have pico de gallo, So it's another beautiful condiment for this. Gonna put that up here. There we have it. And last but not least, salsa verde over this one. And there we have 3 beautiful tacos. You can mix and match as much as you want or put cheese, do whatever you want. I like it meat and a single condiment like this. So now it's my turn to taste these babies here, and I'm going salsa verde because that is one of my favorites. So cheers. This is absolutely fantastic. The pork is so super tender, you have no idea. I mean, the pineapple juice tenderizes so much when you marinate like this, and the salsa verde is perfect. I know the pico de gallo, I know the guacamole. You have to make this.